Not far from Jerry Schneider's house, in another small town on Puget Sound, school psychologist Jerry Daniels Hall has kept money in a plan called Value Builder, offered by her union, the National Education Association. Jerry has a 403B, which operates like a 401k, but applies to public school employees like Jerry, as well as workers in governments, universities, and nonprofits. When Jerry opened her 2007 year-end statement, she got a shock.
I have less money now than I had maybe 4 months ago or earlier in the year, so it's not doing very well.
Daniels Hall and her attorneys say she's got less money in her account, in part because of hidden fees.
Lawyers talk about the slippery slope. This case is the pile up at the bottom of the slope.
Derek Lozier is a partner in the Seattle-based firm Keller Rohrbach. He represents Jerry and another union member in a class-action lawsuit that accused the NEA of conflicting interests, resulting in fees that could, quote, be characterized as truly absurd. Lozier says he and his colleagues have never seen fees as high as the NEA's worst case, 12.17%.
A fee load of that degree would make it impossible for anyone to generate any additional savings out of this plan. Some people may well end up with less money in the plan than they originally put in.
In a statement to Bloomberg News, NEA General Counsel Lisa Sotir wrote, "It's hard to deliver a program like this with a low fee because there are commissions paid to agents." Hearing that doesn't make Jerry feel better. She says she feels betrayed.
It makes me sick. It's scary.
When we come back, what Jerry Daniels Hall and other investors have learned the hard way about what many consider the single most common hidden fee in employer-based retirement plans. You could be paying it too. Jerry Daniels Hall may have never learned about the fees eating into her retirement account had it not been for the loss of someone she wouldn't trade all the money in the world for, her husband, Dick Hall. This was Dick in 1995, the year his doctors discovered his cancer.
He had just had his 50th birthday in July, and he was dead in 6 weeks. My son was 9, and my little girl was 5. We all cried.
Jerry started an investment portfolio with the money she received from Dick's life insurance policy. 10 years later, she realized that the returns from her $13,000 NEA account were much lower than her other portfolio. That's when it hit her. Dick was a school psychologist like Jerry. Had he survived, they would both be in a tight spot right now.
We would still be contributing to the NEA Value Builder, and at the end, we wouldn't have had enough money to retire.
Now Jerry was worried. When she asked her local union officials to disclose the fees for the NEA's 403B, a plan with more than $1 billion in assets, Jerry says they stonewalled. That's when she sued. Her class action lawsuit drew attention to one of the more controversial fees in retirement plans today, called revenue sharing. There are now almost 9,000 mutual funds in existence, but often fewer than 20 in a 401k plan. Making the cut costs money. Dr. Greg Caston's firm, Unified Trust Company, serves as the advisor for more than $2 billion in retirement assets. He says to be in your plan, most funds pay a fee, which he believes is a legitimate cost, as long as it's disclosed and used to pay for necessary services.
The mutual fund is making a payment, sort of a pay-to-play type of an arrangement. The mutual fund has to make a payment to the insurance company, or the insurance company won't recommend the mutual fund.
In Jerry's case, here's how that works. Jerry participates in a retirement plan offered by her union, the NEA. Through the plan, she invests in funds. To be one of the funds offered to Jerry, the funds pay the insurance companies that run the plan, Nationwide and Security Benefit, a revenue-sharing fee. Jerry's attorneys say the insurance companies then pay the NEA fees to endorse the Value Builder plan. And you know who pays all those fees? Her attorneys say Jerry does.
Honestly, I didn't realize there were fees at all that anybody was taking out of my little chunk of money. I had no idea.
The individuals who have contacted us, the clients that we have, were outraged to learn that this plan was not brought to them by their union because of its merits, but was brought to them because of kickback payments that the union received. That was simply, in their minds, an outrageous breach of trust.
In May of 2008, a judge in the Western District of Washington dealt Jerry another blow. He dismissed the case, ruling that the NEA plan is not covered by the same laws protecting pensions and 401ks. No authority squarely addresses this issue, he wrote. Jerry's attorneys and co-plaintiff David Hamblin are now reviewing their options, including an appeal.
What is that?
Lozier and his colleagues also filed a class action lawsuit against Walmart in 2008. When they tried to find Walmart's revenue sharing fees, they ran into an arrangement unlike anything they'd seen before. The Walmart plan, with nearly 1 million participants and $9.5 billion in assets, includes a contract with 401k provider Merrill Lynch to withhold fee information from employees. Here's a copy of the contract. It says, the employer agrees that it will not, nor will it permit any employee of the employer to disclose, in whole or in part, the written fee report or any information in the written fee report to any person. Walmart declined to be interviewed about this agreement, as did Merrill Lynch, which is not a defendant in this case. Merrill Lynch has a passive minority interest in Bloomberg LP, the parent company of Bloomberg News. Back in Portland, Kin Pham says Elcon Associates has no such agreement with its 401k provider, John Hancock. To prove that, Pham allowed Matt Hutchison to review Elcon's 54-page contract with John Hancock. And that is how Hutchison found Jerry's revenue-sharing fees. Hutchison says almost all the funds in the Elcon plan charge participants a 0.5% revenue-sharing fee, which goes to John Hancock. It turns out that Jerry Schneider is paying enough in revenue-sharing fees to feed his dog Truman for a year. In 2007, revenue-sharing fees ate up just over $2,000 from Jerry's returns. At Chicago's waterfront pub, Ford Motor Company workers wanted to know more about the 401k fees they're paying in a plan run by Fidelity.
I'm relatively confident, but I still don't understand a lot of the fees and how they charge them and stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay. I don't want to lose money. I want to gain money in my 401k. Right.
Coming up, a hidden cost that has sapped millions of dollars from Ford worker investments in just 1 year. It could double what you think you're paying. And both Congress and the Labor Department are taking action to uncover hidden fees in retirement plans.
I would call it the Wizard of Oz problem.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
What all that has to do with the Yellow Brick Road.